Tragic, he was so young. But I'd say combat is working, so that's nice. Howdy friends, hope you've all been doing well. In the last video I talked about how brutal game dev can be. Well, if there's one thing that I've learned over the past month or so, it's that if you have an idea, rather than trying to force that idea around what you can do, you should improve what you can do based on your idea. To that point, I was not at all happy with the combat system I had working previously. It wasn't just the weapons not fitting the aesthetic or not having a gameplay loop in place, it was more so that the combat just didn't feel fun. It didn't feel responsive, the AI attack patterns were buggy, the animations dictated way too much of the combat controller logic, and worst of all, it provided no real challenge. This new system though, that I've implemented, it addresses all of those concerns to a point where I'm honestly not sure what to work on next. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to work on for the game. I just didn't think I'd reach this point so soon. Just as a brief overview, the combat now follows a sort of kinshi approach, in that the player is able to pick up and drop weapons at any time. Each weapon has its own animations, and the player has animations to go along with each weapon, meaning different player animations combined with different weapon animations. This means from a combat perspective, you have to be mindful of not just the weapon's effective range, but also its moveset relative to the players. I've also completely reworked the animations based on another YouTuber's approach, Lost Relic Games. I'll actually link his video in the description. But basically, rather than use Unity's 2D animation suite with its different parameters and flow states, you just sort of hardcode the animation transitions yourself, which is pretty metal. This has, in so many ways, made combat so much more manageable. Before, attack states were triggered by animation events, but if a character was interrupted before the animation ended, then the animation event wouldn't fire and they'd get stuck in the previous animation. Now I just force them to attack whenever I want. It's great. With that, I think I'm going to start adding more weapons and damage types, but first I need to work on adding back that terminal-based gameplay loop. That should help to break up the combat a little, and thank you for watching, and hope you all have a good day. Bye.